I was waiting on the other finger. See, look at that. I told you. Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing this evening?
Howdy.
Little nice and chilly outside for a little bit. Wet and rainy. Yes.
Going to send some emails.
You're going to go send some. We are all alone.
No, you're not.
We're unsupervised.
We're unsupervised.
Yeah, that's.
So she's going to be watching us.
Just remember.
See, look at that.
That was a little too close for me.
Yes, it was.
She scared me.
So, how's everybody doing on this week, on this Monday evening? Just, are you okay flicking your computer?
It's being difficult.
Contrary,
Sort of like you.
Yeah, we didn't have anything going on this past weekend. We did go down to the, Jess and I went down to the Cape, what do they call that, the Christmas show down at the Show Me Center and at the Osage Center. It was actually a pretty good show.
Was it Charlie Waffles?
No, it wasn't. I'm
Inside
watching.
joke.
Yeah, no,
No Charlie Waffles.
no Charlie Waffles. We're watching old TV shows, and one of them is 2.5 Men, where they just got done playing the Charlie Waffles episode on 2.5 Men, and yeah, where he does, because Charlie Sheen's character is a jingle writer, and yeah, they released his CD and did and he did his concert. So we've been making fun of the episode all for about the last 30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Other than that, so again, we did that. I cleaned up the comic book room. Had to put away and reorganize some comics yesterday. That's pretty much been my weekend. Today, I unfortunately got some bad news from the doctor. I'm still under doctor's care. I was hoping
they shot him already.
Yeah. Doctor said that my foot's still swelling, and they're not too. She's good with what it's doing, but she's not happy that it's still swelling a little bit. So other than that, and Jess is sending out emails and getting things ready for Heroes for Kids Comic-Con. Hey, Chelsea.
Hi, Chelsea.
So Jess is actually out of the living room. She's in the she's in the office, working on Heroes for Kids stuff while she's paying attention to us.
You wear a compression sock during the day.
No, I do not. So,
You suggest that he should do that? That would help.
that would help. Well, she gave me some type of a steroid and some type of inflammatory ointment to put on my foot 3 times a day to help. My foot's not a cankle yet, but it's getting close. And that was, I mean, it's almost about, it's not necessarily double the size of the left one, but it's slightly bigger, yeah.
You can tell.
I mean, but I'm just taking it a little at a time.
I broke my ankle 15 years ago and it still swells, especially after long con days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we're finally on the,
Yeah.
look, we got,
There we go.
so yeah, other than that, we're all gearing up for Dyersburg and Toyman and the mall event right now. So any of our volunteers on here that wants to go to the mall event, Dyersburg, or come up and help us on the last Toyman show of the year, please let us know. That way we can get you on the calendar. That way we can make sure we've got room and we can get everybody in, definitely. yeah, that's pretty much what we got going on till the end of the year.
Oh yeah.
If anybody has like any Christmas parades that don't coincide with something that we've already got on the calendar, please let us know. That way we can.
Hopefully on a Saturday or something.
Yeah, that way we can help. That way we can help with a couple of the parades that we've got going on.
They all coincide with current events from what I've seen.
Okay. I'm so
I
excited
am
about
so-
all of it.
Yes, and there's looks like a lot of hands or some type of
She
emoji.
must be
Yeah.
clapping or something.
So am I. Last year we did. I think we visited almost 1,500, close to 2,000 kids.
I think that's
So that
Sounds about right.
was awesome. Look forward to definitely doing it today, or look forward to doing it this year. We've got as soon as we get a little bit more particulars, hopefully we have a. There were claps. Okay. On his laptop, it just looks like yellow, almost looks like yellow suns.
she gave you the clap.
Where no, that's the slap.
No, this is the slap.
But we're working. Jess has got to contact the lady to see
Who's wearing socks?
who's wearing socks. I am. I got socks on my feet. Dennis has got socks on his feet. Hi, Jeff.
Of course, he'd be the one asking that.
Yeah.
That's kind of out of left field.
Hey.
He's usually the very model of sanity and restraint.
Well, he does play Two-Face.
Yeah. Chelsea asked if you're wearing socks.
A compression sock. My left.
This conversation has gone kind of into the weeds somehow.
Just don't start singing jingles from 2.5 Men.
Okay. I'm sure there's copyright issues on that
Probably.
anyway. I know the song you want to sing.
No.
Not Who Barfed in the Fishbowl.
No.
The Booger Boogie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I like
Jingle Bells, Batman Smells. Hey, there we go. That's the one we can start singing.
All right, Chelsea. Behave yourself now.
Well, no, Sunday or this weekend, Jess set up her. We set up.
She's gonna sing the whole song.
Robin laid an egg.
Yeah.
Trust me, Alfred's still trying to figure out where the wheel went to the Batmobile. Well, we actually set up for Christmas over the weekend. We usually don't do it until after Thanksgiving, but good thing we did. We did something a little bit different this year. Have you set up for Christmas yet?
No,
No.
it's not past Thanksgiving yet.
I know. Well, we did because
If you set your Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving, an angel gets run over by a reindeer.
well, then what do we say to the people that leave their Christmas lights and stuff up all year round?
Their wretch is more to be pitied than feared.
Okay, but no, we set up our. We ended up buying a new Christmas tree, like a little 3-footer, and Jess set up a little Christmas village. And we wanted to do something a little different, and she hasn't posted it yet, but it all lights up and everything. It actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, she wanted something a little different. Tessa's in her senior year, so before too long, she's going to be. Yeah, I know you froze.
No, you froze. You were like,
Hello. But Tessa, see, look, did it again. We're having Wi-Fi issues. Turn on Windows back up.
okay. Two-Face will burn the village.
No, you'll end up dealing with Jess if you burn the village. I'm still trying to figure. No, but the little tree, it's pretty cool. We've got Ella snowflakes on the tree. Jess has got an ornament on there. Tessa's got an ornament on there. We've even got Athena's ornament on there, and then Superman is the centerpiece of the tree. And the funny thing is my Superman Hallmark ornament is the same size as all the people in on the village, so it works perfect. So Superman is actually the same size as the little figurines.
So he's flying over.
So he's flying
Christmas
over
village.
the Christmas village, yeah.
Oh god.
So the way I've got it set up, it looks pretty cool. So
Yeah, but the Pegasus is flying higher than the.
okay, so he lets the My Little Pony fly a little higher.
First snow, Dennis has to do snow angels.
But we wouldn't see them. They'd be small.
Okay.
It'd be short. It'd be mini angels.
Okay. I got nothing. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my Captain America shield and make
Snow cherubs.
snow cherubs. Snow cupids. Oh, Lord.
Thanks, Robert. I was trying to get that out, but yeah, I just
Snow cherubs.
Snow cherubs.
God. Robert, you're not helping. You're not helping. Anyway.
Robert, we're still waiting on something so we can announce it. You told us we could announce something on the 16th. We're still waiting on you to figure something out.
Yeah. What are we waiting on him to figure out?
He knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
He was supposed to come by the house today and deliver them.
Oh, okay.
He forgot.
I'm helping. Uh-huh. Anyway,
Yeah.
what I said was, I think this year...
Do it. Do what?
This year, I'm thinking I'm going to take my Captain America shield, and if it snows, take a picture like Karis is getting ready to go down a hill, riding on it.
And you're pushing her,
and
right?
me going, no! You know, and make that picture.
Oh, that's going to be with Darren on his bike laughing behind you, right?
Well, no, Darren won't go out in the snow.
Photoshopping.
I guess we do that. Freezing up over here. We're always freezing up when you're going like this.
Well, that one.
Or I'm doing that.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with the computer. I don't know
I don't
why
think
you're.
you paid your internet bill.
Oh, trust me, internet bill is paid.
I don't have a problem at all.
I don't know. It's your laptop. When was the last?
My laptop? It would be doing
When
this.
was-
We'll be doing this everywhere I go.
When was the last time you updated your laptop?
Oh, about a week ago.
Oh, maybe it needs another update.
Obviously not. I'm on my phone and y'all
Haven't froze once. Yeah, his laptop is freezing. Literally, it's this laptop stopped freezing and putting us in weird poses in the middle of everything. So yeah, it's weird. Let's see. Yeah, the only thing we've got right now going on is Dennis. Pull your phone out for the dates.
Robert's
Jess.
getting married. Robert's getting married.
No, Robert's not getting married. Thank you, Robert.
Was voted #1 in
Yes,
best Reader's Choice Awards.
Yes, Republic Monitor Annual Reader's Choice Awards. We got nominated in 2 categories. One was for charities, local charities, and the other one was events in Perry County. We came in 3rd place for nonprofit No, let me get that right. Heroes for Kids was voted number 1 for best charity organization, and then we came in 3rd place, beating out, which was, I mean, awesome. We beat out Mayfest.
We beat out Mayfest?
We beat out Mayfest. The only two other events in Perry, the 2 events that beat us out was East Perry Fair and the Seminary Picnic, and they tied for 1st.
Oh, wow!
So they tied for 1st, but we came in 2nd place. So in that right, we came in 2nd place.
Right.
I know Robert's gonna slap us. Already slapped his forehead because of me saying it. But we came in 3rd place on best event in Perry County. So I want to definitely thank the people that voted for Heroes for Kids. That is awesome. When Robert gives us the certificates, we'll post them online.
You know, if you look up Perryville on Wikipedia,
Yeah.
it says it's got 2 festivals, Mayfest and Seminary Picnic.
Right.
You know, and then you got to go to the Perry County article to pull in
the other ones.
pull in the East Perry Fair.
Right.
So we're going to try to make it to where we end up in a Wikipedia article, I guess. And
I'm hoping.
we're the festival to go.
No,
to.
definitely. That would be awesome.
I mean, so out of what 3 or 4 events, at least we made it.
Yeah.
Top 3.
So
Toe in the door, folks. Toe in the door.
So yeah, I want to thank the people of Perry County and our friends for voting to making Heroes for Kids Comic-Con one of the best events in Perryville, and for voting us the best nonprofit charity organization in Perry County. So, which is awesome. Thank you guys. Back to our list. Hope everybody has an awesome Thanksgiving this weekend or this Thursday, and everybody be careful. Even though Black Friday isn't Black Friday really anymore because they've already started sales at the beginning of the month. Right. Everybody be careful this weekend out driving around and fighting traffic. I mean, because of flat out stupid people driving. They're wanting to get in and rush and all that, and we don't need anybody getting hurt and no accidents.
So you have to work Thanksgiving?
No, I do not. I've actually got a 4-day weekend this weekend.
Oh, wow.
So Jess has got a 4-day weekend, so we get to spend it with family. So we're going to actually go over to Jess's mother-in-law's, or Jess's mother-in-law's, that's my mom. But we're going over to Jess's mom's on Thanksgiving, have Thanksgiving Day, and then I'm going to go over and visit with a friend of mine.
Okay.
One former deputy for Perry County. I've known him for over 20 years. Went through the academy together, so we're going to stop over and say hi to him Thursday.
Okay.
For a little bit before we come home. We may get out and do some looking around to see what's going on, see what kind of shopping to do. Throw some presents under the tree. May find a few friends some gifts. I don't know, I come up with all kinds of stuff for this guy over here, and off the wall. For his birthday, I bought him a Batmite.
Yeah. Which are going to permanently displayed. So next time I suit up, and I have Kara suit up, then I'll get that little Batmite out of the package.
And you need to have him floating around, have him on your shoulder.
Have him on my shoulder or something. Be looking at him like, really? Yeah. So that one is probably going to come out of the box.
Yeah.
So just. Yeah.
I found it.
You found it.
Me too. I found it. Our computer is freezing over here, so
what'd you find?
Yeah, what'd you find, and what's Me Too for?
And
Robert?
Do you need the penicillin for it? What did you
find? Our calendar right now after the Thanksgiving, Batmite. Yeah, Robert did find it. Yeah, Robert was the one that found it for me.
Right.
And just so happened, it was one of those things. That,
You two, when you get together, you start plotting evil. Yeah, you get 4-day weekend, don't you?
Okay, yeah, it's.
Yeah, so, yeah, everybody.
But yeah, we're looking at. We're not really. Jess and I really don't do anything real big for Thanksgiving. Like I said, we go over to her mom's for Thanksgiving. The big meal that Jess fixes, and we started this as a tradition, was we invite family and friends over for Christmas Day, and Jess. Because I would usually get, especially when I was getting Christmas Day off at work, Jess was getting Christmas Day off. The Walmart was closed at the time, so that was literally the only holiday that we could spend as a family.
Right.
So that we didn't have to worry about anything.
Right.
So Jess would we would get a ham. She would bake the ham, and we would sit down and have a Christmas dinner.
Right.
And we've always done that, so that tradition still stays. But now that she works for the license office, she gets a lot more holidays off.
Right.
So, and the holidays she gets off, a lot is the same ones that I get off. Right. So, I mean, we get to have our holidays off together, which is awesome.
Right.
So yeah, this weekend we both get a 4-day weekend. So we're going to take advantage of it. I don't think we're doing. Unless she decides to maybe Saturday go, hey, I'm fixing something. We're not really doing anything. So yeah.
What my family's doing, you know how the senior center has
Yes.
their big meal every year.
Which the senior center is one of our beneficiaries
Right,
for the
exactly.
Heroes for Kids Comic-Con.
So what they're planning on doing, they're going to take care of us over
Yes,
there.
Robert.
We get off together. Oh my gosh. PG-13, folks. PG-13. Anyway, yeah. So I've got Darren for Thanksgiving Day. So,
Right.
So what they're going to do is they're going to take care of us over to the senior center.
Uh-huh.
They're going to eat their meal. They're going to grab a couple of meals for me and Darren and bring them back for us.
Oh, cool.
So then Darren gets to go down to his grandparents for the weekend. So that's going to be our Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So
Yeah, again, Jess and I, like I said, we may try going out and getting, may look for some Christmas stuff. I don't know. Well, again, this is our calendar so far for, this year, or starting next year or two. We've got everything. We're actually going into, we've got stuff
for the next year.
We've got stuff in December now. I mean, all the way into December next year.
Right.
Everything from craft fairs to cons to meet and greets. It's, a blast.
Right.
But right now for January, hey Wyatt, how's it going?
Hi, Wyatt.
Right now we've got Dyersburg Comic Con on December 2nd. We have Arnold Kiwanis Giving Fair on December 3rd. So yeah, Jess and I will be running from Dyersburg, Tennessee, because we're going to be staying the night because that Comic-Con doesn't end until real late in the evening. So we're traveling. We're going to be getting up early Sunday and then driving up to Arnold for the Kiwanis, which Jess has got to put for those. Check in the chats for the location and time. Jess will get that put in there as soon as possible. And then on December 9th, we have the West Park Mall meet and greet. which is awesome. That's from 3 to 5. We had what 15-ish characters last year, I think.
Yeah.
Saw almost 2,000 kids.
Right.
So that was awesome. And then on the 10th, we will be at Toyman up in St. Louis. It'll be the last Toyman of the year. Any of our Heroes for Kids members want to come in and join us at the booth. They'll have the Marines there collecting for Toys for Tots. We will be doing come on out. Let's have some fun on that one. That's how we get to end the year off this year. So, it's going to be fun. And then January 14th, we start the year off with a Toyman show. And then on February 9th, hey, that's Jess's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
We get to go dancing at a night to shine.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be pretty cool.
Yep.
So
the twins' birthday party is the 10th.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the twins' birthday is their birthday on the 10th. My mom's birthday is the 10th, so I'll be wishing my mom happy birthday as Superman on the 10th.
Okay. Is that something you do every year?
Hmm.
Why are you doing it as Superman?
Because I'll be dressed as Superman on the 10th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I will be. Well, what it is for the Toyman shows, especially November and December.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Good water. It's black cherry lemonade, or blackberry.
Product placement?
Yes, but blackberry lemonade. It's awesome. Real good. But for November and December's Toyman shows, the Toys for Tots shows, I always do. Since we've done Toyman, and he's done the Toys for Tots, I have always done Superman at those shows.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely those two shows. So I'll advertise that I will be there as Superman. Any autographs that I do, any of the small autographs I do, I give out to the kids. They are more than welcome to, and then the donations I take from that, we go down to. I go down to one of the vendors downstairs, and I hand them the money and say donate whatever toys this is the equivalent to, and they donate it in with Heroes. It's a partnership between us and Heroes for Kids, and they donate a bunch of extra to Toys for Tots.
Okay.
So I've done that. I've done that in multiple years. We used to do a toy drive here in Perryville, but it got to where it was not necessarily a hassle for us because, oh my God, I mean, I would fill up half my living room with toys,
Right.
Which was awesome.
Right.
But the hassle part was trying to find the people to take the boxes. There for the longest time, we couldn't get anybody, and we had to revert to other means on just distributing the toys. So that was the reason why we backed off from that a little bit, other than when we do Toys for Tots at Toyman.
Right.
If we get to do that again, we will let people know about that as well. I mean, so
Right.
it's. I had a fun time doing it. Trust me, we broke. Well, not broke, but we caused the Walmart register one year. Remember that? We caused
Right.
the Walmart register one year to actually stop the transaction because we had spent so much money.
Right.
That would,
Well,
or was it?
I think it wasn't that we spent so much money.
It was
It's
items.
that we had so many items that it couldn't print it.
Yeah, it was
And
so.
so we had to do like 2 separate tickets.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
unbelievable. I mean, we ended up filling up like 4 carts worth of stuff and handed it out to and taking it to the children's hospitals. I think is what we
Right.
did with that year. Hey, Adrian.
Hey, happy birthday, Adrian. And
It's a little late. I mean,
well,
that
yeah, I
was-
know it's belated, but still. And then
Yes.
he's got a 5-year anniversary.
Yeah,
of
he
TG.
celebrated his 5-year anniversary at TG, and also His birthday was yesterday, so yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Happy birthday,
So
son.
now he's an old man.
24, that ain't old.
Yeah, 24. He's really been working there 5 years. Man, that time flies.
Do what? I didn't hear.
Years at the license office on his birthday.
Went to something about the license. Of it.
What didn't he do at the license office? I think Mom says you need to get your butt to the license office. Double check your license, please.
Mom said that on Adrian's birthday she hit 2 years at the license office.
Oh, okay.
He's more than two. He's more than 1/3 of my age. So first it was short jokes. Now it's old man jokes.
I mean, you were in ice for. Well, let's see. Which one? How do we do this? Is it Dennis Captain America or Dennis Batman?
Doesn't matter.
I mean, hey, I look pretty good for being Superman at 85 years old. Come on.
Right.
I mean, you were only frozen in ice for.
Is it pick on Dennis, right? No, actually, that was yesterday, but thanks for playing.
Yeah, let's pick on Dennis Day every day. I mean,
Which is funny because they're always talking about my height. And the funny thing is, most of the heroes in the Marvel Universe are my height.
yeah.
You know, Mark Ruffalo is my height. Robert Downey Jr. is my height. Don Cheadle's my height. Paul Rudd's my height. The only ones that are taller are like Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth. Even Chris Pratt is my height.
Yeah.
And
Well, how's this?
So,
Well, again, it's one of the things that we love it. You know, yes, I pick on him, but you know what? It's cool. Dennis and I get to do, you know, we do
Michael Keaton's my height.
Yeah, we get to do Superman and Batman so much, and I pick on him a lot and I know a lot of our other friends pick on him a lot because of the height difference between Batman and Superman.
Right.
You know, and I think that's part of the reasons why he goes more with the longer-eared cowls.
So it looks tall as you.
So it gives him at least a little bit of extra height when we're standing next to each other. And again, it's nothing against Dennis.
Hey man,
He's pocket sized Batman.
Where's that phone for yours? Anyway. I'm gonna talk to your buddy about getting me a pair of Batman boots with the lifts on
With the lifts on it, yeah.
If he
But
can do it
no.
for Gene Simmons, he can do it for me.
Hey, but no, we always kid around, you know. But it's one of them things that, you know, and I get ribbed about being so tall as Superman.
Right.
But the funny thing is if you look at comic book accuracy, Superman, Clark Kent, is over 6 foot. He's in between that 6'2" and 6'4" height place.
Right.
So, you know, it's one of them things that, everybody.
Well, in my DC encyclopedia, it says he's 6'3",
yeah,
and then it says Batman 6'2".
right.
Then it says Wonder Woman is like 5'11".
But yeah, it's just now. See, Christopher Reeve was 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and then I think Henry Cavill.
He's probably around 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, I was gonna say he's 6'2", 6'3". So you know now. So yeah, I mean, so my height of Christopher doing Superman is accurate.
I mean, like Ben Affleck, he's like 6'4", 6'5".
Right.
Okay, but Michael Keaton is like 5'9".
Right.
So talk about difference.
So yeah.
George
So
Clooney's like 6'1".
So if we would have gotten to see Keaton and Reeve and a Batman, Batman Superman, it would have been us.
Right. Exactly.
But you know, we play off a perfect Wolverine and Gambit
Yes.
because your height and my height. I mean, we're still that a little bit of that off, not much, but off from their heights in comic.
Right.
But it equals out the same
Right.
with us. So, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Because in the Marvel handbook, he's 6'2" and you're 6'4".
Right.
And in Wolverine would be 5'4".
Right. And you're 5'6",
And I'm
roughly.
5'8".
All right. So yeah. So yeah, I mean we hit right there at that. Yeah.
Margot is 5'6", so am I.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Well,
are,
Chelsea, you
Yeah.
make an awesome Harley.
Let's call it what it is.
Yes. Marvel, or not Marvel, DC, Warner Brothers should have called you for her backup. I mean,
Yeah.
so I just, yeah,
Yeah, 5'8", yes.
Rob, you're not 5'8". You're at least 6 foot.
In the new game, she's supposedly 5'7".
It's the heels.
Yeah, that'll do it every time.
Yeah. I just, yeah. Did anybody watch Blue Beetle, whether in theaters or on HBO Max?
I mean, I watched it the other day on HBO Max.
I
He's
watched
6'3".
I knew he wasn't 5'8".
Yeah, he's not 5'8".
Because he's almost the same height. He's, yeah.
Just short of
We're depending on how I'm standing, we're almost same height. So, well, no spoilers. I won't. But it's a good movie.
Yeah.
The only problem I have with the movie is I said this to you earlier. It's Iron Man 2.0. It literally, to me, that's what it reminded me of.
Well, I'm not going to go into the plot or anything.
I'm not either, but that's...
But the thing of it is that with the movie, they kind of tweaked it from the comic books. In the comic books, it's set in El Paso.
Right.
They've created a whole new fictional city.
Right.
Just for Blue Beetle. So, and it works. It actually works. And the characters that they have, the guys that they chose, I think are pretty spot on. Zoe Mediquena is pretty good.
I mean, the costume looked awesome, and those super boots are high heeled. No, they're not. So yeah, my super boots aren't high heels.
Or maybe he's talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe he's talking about Chelsea Supergirl.
No, yeah, Supergirl's boots are high heels.
Yes.
But no, I don't know. It just reminded me. I don't know. It just reminded me of the Iron Man movies.
Go get the boots, he says.
They've got a heel about that high, not even an inch. That ain't high heels.
If so, he'd be swishing and going, "Hey, not mine. I don't want to wear heels that long. I don't like it." Have you ever seen? You've seen the old Wonder Woman TV show, right?
Yes.
It's fun.
Now, which one?
Well, Linda Carter.
Okay. Well, I had to ask because there's a TV show for Wonder Woman before Linda Carter.
Yeah, but that never made the air, and it only had a.
Yes, it has.
Has it?
Yes, it was. I watched it not too long ago on. It was actually on streaming.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was on streaming.
Check it out. Anyway, the Linda Carter one, it was funny. You know, she'd do her spin,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'd see her when she'd have to run short distances. Her heels would be about that big.
Right.
Right. But if you saw her in a full running scene, like she's running
It's
down the road
flat.
chasing the car, it's flat.
Yeah. They did the same thing with Michelle. They did the same thing with Michelle Pfeiffer in Batman Returns.
Right.
You'd see her walking around. She had high heels on, or if she was doing like an action scene to where she was doing movement but very little,
Right.
she still had. It was more of a it was a high heeled wedge type.
Right.
But then if you saw her when she was doing like the cartwheels, or where it was doing a where you were getting the full bodied Michelle Pfeiffer doing something.
Right.
It was that
Yeah,
you
if she
would see
like
the-
remember the scene where she kicked that guy in the face and then she
Yeah.
across his face. Okay, when she kicked him, you saw the heels that were like this. But when she backflipped away, then she didn't have them. So you got to be quick with it. See, if you watch certain scenes of Suicide Squad, Margot's boots become black flat boots. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's it just
Well, that's just like in Wizard of Oz. Okay, she's wearing the ruby slippers, right?
right.
But if you watch during the scene where where they meet up with the Tin Man and all that stuff, and right when they tease the apple trees and they start throwing them,
Right.
and Scarecrow and Dorothy fall down, you can see her feet. She's wearing black slippers.
Yeah. She was actually wearing dancing flats.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, the heels on the super boots are about half an inch.
I would agree with that. Yes. Well, Jess is probably Jess is in the office. She probably just measured them.
Yeah, probably.
So no, and the reason why my boots had to get resoled, and the guy that because they were flatter than that when I originally bought them.
Right.
Actually, the heel on them was not even a quarter of an inch.
Right.
But again, with the way my stuff going on with my feet, it was recommended that I have a thicker support put on them. So the guy that made my boots, I had to take them back down to him, and he put a thicker sole on the bottom of them with a little bit of a thicker heel to make it, like Jess said, it's about a half-inch now heel on it. But but because of the issues I have with my feet, it's supposed to help out. Because literally, I mean, it was the sole was actually thinner than your cell phone, what I was originally walking on.
Right. That's not good.
So I mean, I was literally walking.
You wear support tights. Oh, it's your turn to be picked on.
Oh, okay. Yes, I wear tights.
Yeah. Support tights, he says.
Man in tights. Yeah, well, dang it!
We're man in tights.
Why? Jess is probably in there wanting to say something, but she can't. There's a reason why I have to wear a dancer's belt. I'll just say that right there.
That's not what he's talking
Well, he's saying that I have to wear. He's saying I have to wear support tights.
about. Well, dancing belt is not support tights.
Well,
That's a dancing belt. And we all know why people wear dancing belts.
I had an issue on my first outing as Superman. Yeah. All supers should wear support tights. Yes.
Yes.
See, Chelsea agrees.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So, so yeah, you get a chance, watch Blue Beetle. It's a good movie. It's closing another chapter of the Snyderverse.
Well,
It is, but it
This
isn't.
this is the beginning of the gun universe, okay?
Well, no, because Blue
No?
Beetle was Blue Beetle was in the Snyder era still when everything was going through. But yes, I know what you're saying.
Right.
Because Blue
It's
Beetle,
that segue.
it's that segue. Because Aquaman is technically the last
Yeah.
movie of the Snyderverse.
Right.
But yeah, it's weird on how they're trying to. Well,
Okay.
speaking of the gun, did you see the news that was that I told you about the news today? Nicholas Holt,
Mhm.
who played Beast in the X-Men New Class,
New
X-Men
Class
New
and
Class
other
and all that,
Trilogy. Yeah.
is now Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
He will be now. He was actually a front runner before one of the front runners, along with David Cornsweet, for Superman.
Right.
So that's pretty cool that that his auditions when he went in was still good enough. He still gets to be in the movie. Best character in the Blue Beetle is Jamie's.
Abuela.
Yeah.
Abuela. Yeah.
But
Yeah. That's true.
Yes. But no, so Lex Luthor has been casted for Superman Legacy.
Okay.
So it's going to be odd seeing him, I'm used to seeing him in blue fur. Now it's wonder if they're going to bring him out bald-headed or they're going to do the same thing that they did with almost all the other Lexes. Well,
Show how he lost his hair.
Well, you had Gene Hackman
Right.
that, wore a wig
Right.
through everything except for, at the very end when
When he's in
Superman went, whoop, and then pulled the wig off. Yeah, or when he was in prison.
Right. Bye, Chelsea.
Bye, Chelsea. Drive safe. You had Michael Rosenbaum did awesome, but
Right.
he played Lex, bald-headed Lex the whole way through. Then you've got, they're very rarely, I think every Lex other than Michael Rosenbaum at some point in the movie or movies had hair.
Right.
Even Kevin Spacey, I think, had hair at one time.
He was a play on the Richard Donner version.
Right.
So he was channeling Gene Hackman
Right.
with the wigs. And
So
all that stuff.
but again, he and Jesse Eisenberg, he had hair all the way up until the end of the movie.
Right.
That when they shaved him.
Right.
So, they could pull him off
He could be
as.
part of the plot of the story for all we know.
So yeah, I mean,
Legacy. I don't know. I mean,
Superman gives him the heat vision hair shave.
yeah, that'll work.
Why not? Yeah.
I mean, even when they're talking about recasting Batman.
Mechanically, Superman causes Lex's hair loss.
Right.
Well, that's what happened in Smallville. Technically, that was how they pitched it in Smallville too, because the meteor shower from Krypton that ended up that Luthor that Lex
Right.
got caught in is what caused it. But it's the kryptonite that actually causes it, not necessarily Superman.
In the comics, from what I gathered, Lex did an experiment. It made a vapor cloud, and then Superman came in, blew the smoke away, and
Yeah.
but the damage had been done to Lex's hair, and it blew his hair off.
Right.
So it wasn't really Superman's fault.
Right.
But Luthor, being the vain cuss he is, said, "This is your fault that I lost my hair."
And would you believe the funny thing is, in the comics, it happened.
When they were kids, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, funny story about Superman is the original adaptation of Superman before he was released, before DC Comics took him and put him in Action Comics #1.
Right.
The original plot for Superman and I'm wanting to say, now I might have the day, but it was I think 19. So Superman originally come out when he finally was published, it was 1938. But the original Superman,
Was
not
bald.
Superman,
Was bald.
was bald. He was actually the equivalent of Lex Luthor.
Right.
He was originally basically what we get of the Lex Luthor.
Right.
Uh,
But it wasn't. the company rejected
Right,
it. Said,
but that was
no,
like
we want a hero. We
1930.
want a hero. We don't want a villain. And so
Right, but that was in like 19th. I think I want to say 1935. No, it was 1935, 36, something like that. It was
Yeah,
a couple
right.
years before
Right.
they redid Superman and got us what we
Right.
the start of. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So
I mean, well, that's like with Bill Finger and Bob King. If Bill Finger hadn't proposed changes, you would have got a Batman that was dressed in red and purple and green,
right,
sort of the Robin colors, but as Batman with a domino mask on.
which we somewhat got that at the beginning anyway, because when he was what was that, gray, black, and purple at one time. Wasn't it gray, black, or was it blue?
Well,
and
Bill
purple?
Finger was the one that introduced the pointy ears,
Right.
the wide eyes, and
The fins on the.
Yeah, he.
Well, what
later,
fins,
well,
it
the
was-
first he had the purple gloves,
Right.
and then he's like, "How about you extend them, make them the same color as the trunks and the cowl, and
Right.
put the scallops on the side." And Bill Finger was the one that came up with Gotham City, and he came up with the concept of Robin, and he came up with Alfred, and he came up with Commissioner Gordon. He came up
Right.
with all of those characters. And whereas Bob Kane just was like, we need a character named Batman, and his thing was going to be like a sort of a color wheel opposite of Superman, and but
Right.
Bill Finger was the one that said, no, let's make him look more like a bat. Let's do that. And he didn't get enough credit for that for 50 years.
Something like that. Yeah, it
So-
was.
So anyway, but the Blue Beetle movie, I personally liked it. I liked the fact that they tweaked the storyline a little bit because it's totally different from what they have in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
But they did touch on Dan Garrett being the first Blue Beetle, Ted Kord not being able to use the Scarab, and so he created his own tech, and they showed that and touched on that. That all made sense. You got to see the flying beetle. That made sense. All of that worked perfectly. But
They definitely paid homage to the original,
Right.
but again, I think it landed more on a bargain Batman. Man, there he goes talking about you again.
yeah, actually, Blue Beetle is sort of he's like you kind of touch on this. He's kind of like a cross between Batman and Iron Man, but instead of being a smartaker, he's a clueless kid that
Yeah.
just sort of falls into these weird situations.
But again, it was just, again, there was.
Wish Batman. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Wish Batman.
You have DC's that you have DC's version, and then you have knockoff.
Yeah. You fun.
But no.
But yeah, I mean,
Well, hey,
the
no.
costume looked good.
Oh
But-
yeah, the
but-
costume looked awesome, but I still think it played too much. It gave me too much of Iron Man vibes.
Mhm.
It did. I mean, and Ted Kord is Batman from Wish.
It was Batman from Wish, yeah.
But it did. It gave me too much. It gave me too much of the Iron Man vibes. It did. I don't get me wrong. It was a good movie, but when he's fighting the big bad guy in the movie,
Mhm.
it just. I mean, I did. I turned around and looked at Jess and went, when did I was like, when did we start watching Iron Man again?
Yeah.
That's what to me. That's what it felt like.
Well, I didn't see it until you mentioned it, and then I was like, yeah, he's kind of got a point. Well, yeah, okay. But, I liked that when the Scarab went and integrated into his body, and then he slams up against the ceiling, and they're all like,
Oh no!
yeah.
Yeah.
He's possessed. Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. So.
But yeah, again, good movie. Good movie. It
Oh
was.
yeah, it was hilarious.
You know, definitely a different side of DC Comics. Hopefully, they don't make everything with
Well,
that type of comedy in it throughout the whole thing.
With Blue Beetle, it worked because that's the kind of
I
character.
wish now. One thing I do wish that they would have done, but I think they're waiting until later. Is, and this is where I think we're getting into the Viva la Revolution.
Revolution.
But I think this is where we're getting into, and I think this is where we're getting into later on in the James Gunn verse, is we're going to see Booster Gold.
Yeah.
Because Booster Gold, in the comic books, Booster Gold and Blue Beetle were a team.
Yeah.
So you've introduced Blue Beetle. Granny got it, dude. That Granny was awesome. I lost it. Seeing Granny come out with the
Grandma hasn't told you a lot about what she did.
Oh my God!
Oh my gosh! Yeah, she's out there. How do you know?
Granny comes out and
Yeah, that was that. Grandma fought in the revolution.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It just gave me some Jesse the Body Ventura Predator vibes.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I like when his sister was using the cord technology and she made a fist and. Oh, I'm definitely keeping this.
I love the fact that it was. I love the fact that it was a. Minigun in the braids. Yep.
Yeah.
But no, I love the sister. You know, I got to look at it and I went, "Holy crap!" And Jess was like, "What?" And I was like, "That's the Nintendo glove."
Yeah.
It was. It was the Nintendo glove.
Right.
Yeah, it was the Nintendo Power Glove. Yeah.
Yeah, and they tweaked. Ted Cord tweaked it, huh?
I mean, but the Beetle in it was. Again, you can't. I mean, the stuff that they got in there. Again, they did an awesome job paying homage to, the original Blue Beetle, and I like that in it.
Right.
I mean, I think they could have died it down a little bit more with George Lopez in it. That was a little bit of a. I mean, to me, he was just way out there. But
Yeah.
I mean, at points he helped add to the comedy.
Right.
But then there was spots to where it was like, whoa.
Well, considering Uncle Rudy is supposedly this guy that, he snuck in, he's illegal, he's always worried about the government finding. How is this guy?
In there,
How is this guy so tech savvy?
right?
It never explains that.
No,
he just knows his way around a computer. Like, what are you? Some kind of? Were you a subversive like Grandma or what? I mean,
yeah.
Body of Doc Brown.
Yeah. It was just, I just, it just, like I said, it a good movie, but it like I said,
it was a fun ride.
it was a fun run with him. Like I said, hopefully, you've got the origin of the Blue Beetle. Now let's make him a little bit more. Now let's pull him away from a little bit of what we had here. Give him a little bit of something different the next time we see him.
You know what I think they're trying to do? They're trying to do the Dave Giffen run of Justice League. Is what I think they're going to do. We're going to see Blue Beetle. We're going to see Booster Gold. We're going to see Captain Marvel Shazam.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Fire and Ice.
We're already getting Hawk Girl. You're getting Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner. Yeah.
So you're looking at It's almost giving me a 1993-ish vibe.
Right.
Dan Jurgens, Brett
yeah.
Breeding vibe of.
Yeah.
And we can't forget this one. Can't forget this
Right.
artist, Rick Archett.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that because he.
I think that's all tying in
You're,
together.
I think that's what we're looking at getting. Hopefully they. Hopefully they don't
we might actually see more Martian Manhunter, Black Canary, you know, those folks. as well.
That might be. I mean,
you know, it's giving off that vibe. That's what it looks like it's going to. That's why they went with the younger cast.
And then this is all. And the thing is these characters that we're talking about
Mhm.
are characters that James Gunn has already said these are in the movies, and this is what we're looking at getting as coming up. You know, Booster Gold. He's mentioned that Blue Beetle's supposed to be in it. You know, we know Guy Gardner. We know Hawk Girl's going to be in it. You know, there's a few other ones that we mentioned that are. You know, you've got the Commandos that are going to be in it.
Right.
Somewhere in the line. So you know, we're looking at. I think, you know, I don't want to see them do. I would love to see a true form of. If they do it, I hope they don't do it, but I'd love to see a true form of the death of Superman. Granted, we've had it in almost every alteration. I mean, you had it in Smallville. But Doomsday didn't kill Superman or Clark. But we had it in animation. We've had it in Batman vs Superman.
We've had it twice in animation.
Yeah, we've had it twice in animation. One with the single movie, and then the one with the DCAU storyline.
Right, where they had the reign of the Superman.
Reign of Superman,
afterwards.
right. And that one did awesome.
Right.
I love the way they did that one. I just, you know, they did Batman v Superman. It
tied in sort of kind of.
Right, because
that was a combination of the Dark Knight Returns and
the death of Superman.
the death of Superman.
Where they lost it, you know, they touched. See, the problem I had with Doomsday is they touched a little bit in Batman vs Superman. They touched a little bit on it, on the mythos of Doomsday. If you don't know the mythos of Doomsday or the backstory behind Doomsday, watching Batman vs Superman throws it all off.
Right.
Because the backstory for Doomsday is the scientist on Krypton created this creature. It was supposed to have been a creature of war.
Right.
So all the way from the beginning, okay, they have an infant. They take it out of the Matrix, throw it out into the wasteland, and when it dies, and this is how sick and twisted the Kryptonian scientists were.
Right.
They would take this because they wanted the ultimate weapon.
Right.
So what they would do is they would take this now infant, throw it out into the world, and when it died, they would bring it back, regenerate it, and toss it right back out into the world.
Mm-hmm.
Well, every time that it died, it made it and brought it back to life. It would not die the same way. So when they brought it back to life, it made it stronger. The world had to find a different way to kill this abomination.
Right.
So, and it got to the point to where they kept doing this and doing this and doing it. It wasn't like, okay, we're going to take one creature, throw it out there. When it dies, okay, we'll discard it. No, it was the same form. It was the same body form. And until it become the Doomsday that we see in 1993, where Superman and Doomsday fight in the death of Superman.
Right.
You know, they end up blasting it off Krypton because they can't control it. Just so happens it lands on Earth.
Right.
in the Kryptonian container.
Right.
It escapes, and then you have the battle of Superman. The battle of Superman. Superman basically kills it.
Right.
And it knocks Superman practically unconscious to the point of almost dead.
Right.
But Doomsday has come back to life because they actually show Doomsday coming back to life during the reign of Superman.
Right.
Because cyborg Superman straps him to an asteroid and launches him into outer space.
Right.
And you see Doomsday as he's strapped to this asteroid come back to life on this thing and starts screaming or growling or whatever.
Right.
So you have now fast forward to Batman v Superman. Okay, the concept you have is Superman kills Zod in Man of Steel.
Right.
Luthor gets a hold of Zod's body, and with him knowing, and with him getting into the command ship, the scout ship,
right,
and learning Kryptonian technology, he learns about the Doomsday Protocol.
Okay.
Okay, they don't explain this, but for avid comic book readers, especially like myself that knows the Superman myth,
Right.
it's called the Doomsday Protocol. So what they do is they take Zod. What he does is he takes Zod's body, puts it in the birthing matrix now,
Right.
and regenerates him. Basically, but instead of Zod becoming Zod again, he ends up becoming the monster Doomsday.
Well,
So that is
you're forgetting a certain plot point in the movie, though.
Right. Well, he contaminates it.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why they said this is going to be an abomination,
Right.
kind of thing.
But again, it's a loose twist.
right.
And that's what I said. It's a loose twist on the actual myth behind, or not myth, but the actual story behind Doomsday.
Right.
It's and then you have, because as you see, part of that is him going through. When they hurt Doomsday, he regenerates in the movie.
Right.
So every time they hurt him, he becomes more bony. He becomes stronger.
Right.
He develops more powers. And even in the comic books, he does that. A lot of people looked at that and went, wait a minute, that's not... No, in the comic books...
Yeah,
that
and
he was-
Superman's wailing on him. His spikes are growing
His
longer.
spikes
He's starting to stab him and all sorts
Yeah,
of stuff.
and then later on in the comic books, even before Batman vs. Superman, the I-beam power and different things that, he couldn't fly, but his leaping got longer.
Right.
He couldn't, that mind was still that monster that he couldn't really control. Everything was rage. So, but every time that you hurt him, he got stronger. So, the concept was there, and they touched a little bit more on that when they did they almost did this, they did the same thing in Superman and Lois TV series.
Right.
With Bizarro, with the Bizarro character from the other planet. Luthor in the show captured the Bizarro Superman,
Right.
and terraformed him. And if you watched it, he would terraform. And how did he terraform him? He killed him in different forms and different means, and he terraformed him into what we saw at the end of season 3 with the Doomsday character.
Right.
So, the same concept, just it wasn't the infant. So technically with Superman,
Right.
okay, when Superman died in 93, when he come back,
Mm-hmm.
technically Superman, even though his body wasn't, thanks to the Eradicator
Right.
and the birthing matrix in the fortress, Superman came back technically stronger, but not poisoned by, you know,
Yeah.
the what basically poisoned Doomsday.
Right.
Yeah, Superman had that controlling aspect of his mind, that technology to help control his mind to where he didn't go berserk.
Right.
As in what we see with the Doomsday Monster, with them in the comic book, just they killing, reviving, throwing back out there, and the
Right.
rigorous process of that, or the way they did it in Batman or Superman v Batman v Superman,
Right.
to where they, poisoning, or the way they did it in Lois, Superman and Lois.
Right.
The only another good rendition of Doomsday was in Krypton.
Okay. Yeah.
And then another one, Smallville did a good rendition of him. I think it was a little. It was good. The character Doomsday looked awesome, because it looked more like what we got used to and what we originally were introduced to.
Right.
The same way in Krypton was the same thing. It was something we were used to seeing from, and in the Krypton version, it was the version from the 90s TV series, or the 90s cartoon. Or not cartoon, but the 90s comic book.
Right.
Smallville, on the other hand, ended up being basically a Kryptonian that if he got hurt or angered, or if he got injured, he would turn into the Doomsday creature.
Right.
Or he had a bloodlust, basically.
Right.
So they changed the myth of him, or they changed the story of Doomsday in Smallville,
Right.
but kept the character to where he wanted to take out Clark.
Right.
So,
Right.
but seeing an actual good rendition, I don't know. They're not looking. James Gunn is not. I was reading something. James Gunn's not throwing any plot stuff out until the movie. We're getting ready to see. He's keeping things under very close to his vest. As long as Warner Brothers Discovery doesn't get in there and jack things up,
Right.
which they're trying, from from a couple articles that I've read.
So I'm wondering, after this next Aquaman movie, is Jason Momoa out? Is Gal Gadot out?
Everybody is out of the.
Not only was the Smallville Doomsday Monster, but also a Phantom as well.
No, he wasn't a Phantom. I'd have to go back and look. I don't think he was a Phantom, because
I don't think so either.
because
That doesn't sound right.
because if you go back to he was actually the Sam, the guy that played. Oh shoot, I don't remember the guy's character. But I don't remember Sam Witwer, but I don't remember his character's name in it. But if I'm not mistaken, he was Kryptonian because he come from a ship. That was one thing I didn't care too much about the.
You got me curious.
Yeah, that was one thing I didn't understand, because in Smallville, Superman's supposed to be the last son of Krypton, but lo and behold, you've got a bunch of other people showing up in spaceships and stuff, because there for a little bit they thought they were brothers,
Right.
because he come from another asteroid that landed on Earth. What do you got? Is that the Smallville version of Doomsday?
Yeah, I'm looking here. Going through all
all the renditions of Doomsday.
Right. Okay, Sam Witwer as Davis Bloom,
Bloom, that's what it
a
was. Davis Bloom.
charismatic paramedic struggling with inner darkness. Davis Bloom is Smallville's version of Doomsday, the only character to kill Superman. Davis would come to resemble his comic book counterpart over the course of the season. Okay, Brian Peterson, who's one of the writers, said that with Michael Rosenbaum's departure, the new executive producers were looking for a villain as great as Lex, and Doomsday fit the bill.
That's all it says.
That's what it says about Sam Witwer's character.
So yeah, no, he was, like I said, he wasn't a.
He wasn't a
Let's see,
fan.
Robert Space.
No, he wasn't a
Very
phantom.
s-
He was. It doesn't really. Let's take a look at that. Okay.
Yes, agreed. But yeah, well, I think where they're saying, when they say the last son of Krypton, because Superman was the only, or Kal-El was the only, and this is throughout all of the mythos in it,
Okay.
is Superman is the last
Okay.
actual born
Kryptonian. Yeah.
Kryptonian,
Here-
not a genetically enhanced Kryptonian.
Here's what it says about Davis Bloom. It's
All right,
He's informed by Feora, the wife of General Zod.
right,
Okay. That after the pair learned they could not have children, that he was genetically created to adapt to any injury and to be Earth's ultimate destroyer. He confesses to Chloe that he's in love with her and he believes that she's marrying the wrong man. As a result, she asks him not to see her again. On her wedding day, Davis transforms into the hulking monster called Doomsday and travels to Smallville, where he injures Jimmy and kidnaps Chloe. He discovers he can keep Doomsday from emerging if he kills, and subsequently begins choosing criminals as his victims. He learns that Chloe's presence will also keep the monster at bay, and eventually he and Chloe leave town together so that Davis can keep Doomsday from coming out. In the eighth season finale, Chloe uses black kryptonite to separate Davis from Doomsday, leaving him human. When Davis discovers that Chloe does not love him, he stabs Jimmy with a pipe.
right. That's the kill. That's
Right.
when Jimmy dies.
Right. Before Davis can attack Chloe, Jimmy pushes him into a metal rod, which results in Davis's death before Jimmy himself dies. Okay.
And then Doomsday, the creature Doomsday, ends up getting buried in the refinery, I think, at the end of the season, because him and Clark battle at the farm, at the wedding.
Yeah. That's
So Doomsday was never a phantom. He was a clone from Fiora and Zod, because
Right.
they couldn't have children, and he ended up coming to Earth.
But they genetically altered him so
Right.
that anytime he faced something that could kill him, he was able to.
Which
overcome
technically
and
is,
adapt.
which
Yeah.
technically is the Doomsday, which is basically the Doomsday Protocol. That was what they called the Doomsday Protocol. Is anything that would hurt or kill him, he would adapt and overcome, and it wouldn't happen again.
Right. So that's his story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they somewhat kept the origin of Doomsday in
they
the
just added
Smallville.
the
They just
General Zod.
they just added the General Zod and Fiora
Right.
cloning him and him
Basi-
traveling to
basically-
Earth as a person.
His story is like Lex's, but faster.
Yeah,
Okay. Lex starts out as a good guy in the beginning of the show, and toward the end, you can see his slow turn
right.
to
They
good.
only do his in one season, 2 seasons.
Right. In one or two seasons, he goes from being a nice guy paramedic to becoming this hulking monster. And then, yeah, so it.
And even with Chloe saving him, his general nature, after separating Bloom from the Doomsday creature, is still evil.
In the season 8 finale, the Kryptonian Purple Orb, which is used in the season 7 finale to destroy the Fortress of Solitude, remove Clark's powers, appears at the Luthor Mansion, releases Zod in physical form. Okay, it's revealed that when he was released from Rome, he was also accompanied by hundreds of other Kryptonians, many of which are scattered across the globe. None of them were given powers that typically accompany Kryptonians under the Yellow Sun. Okay. Kandorians are in fact clones created by Jor-El at the orders of the Kryptonian Council, who also corrupted their DNA to prevent them from having powers and subsequently enslaved Earth. Eventually, he acquires his abilities when Clark saves Zod's life by healing a gunshot wound with his own blood.
And gives Zod his powers.
Gives Zod his powers, yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But Superman or Clark is the only true-blooded, true-born Kryptonian. Everybody else is clones, and they keep that. And that is a myth throughout. That is the lure throughout DC anyway. I mean, regardless of where you're at in it. Once actual civilization stopped, they thought it was better. The scientists thought it was better to be able to clone the perfect human being and place them in the society in Kryptonian society.
Right.
They created their own world, and Zod did, or not Zod, but Jor-El didn't like that. He wanted, and Superman is the only actual DNA born in thousands of years,
right?
And that's the reason why he is that when he goes to Earth, he is so unique and so special. He can absorb. He does all the stuff he does. Oh,
And Doomsday has also been Mr. Mizapitalik. Yeah, that's it. Mizapitalik. He made a temporary copy of Doomsday, which he called Bada Bing Bada Boomsday.
Yeah. Okay. Doomsday was never a Phantom in the series. But you are right with the Phantoms. The Phantoms was around that time in the TV show, Adrian.
In the alternate timeline of the Flashpoint event, Doomsday was part of the military's Project 6. After being discovered lying dormant in an underground vault, Project 6 DNA was used by the government's Sam Lane to create super soldiers.
Yep.
The volunteer super soldier was Nina Sinclair.
Ooh.
Later, Project 6, controlled by General Nathaniel Adams.
We're in trouble. Jess is coming back.
Yeah.
I heard her keys right.
Boy, yeah. Doomsday is really hard to kill.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Heard much?
So, see, I know we've got Dennis, Dennis, I know you're here, but I know we got Adrian and Rob. Anyone else we have on? Let's see.
What makes me think Doomsday was a Phantom? It's like Dennis said.
Oh, he's getting ready to head to work. Yes, son, be safe tonight. See you.
Davis. Yeah.
So yeah, around that time that Adrian's saying that he thought that Doomsday was a Phantom was the time where Clark was while Bloom
when
was
they
over.
separated him. Yeah.
Well, right. He thought that was because he thought it was a Phantom. No, it wasn't a Phantom thing. It was
no.
In that series, when the fortress got destroyed, that was where you saw all the Phantoms coming out, if I'm not mistaken, and that was when you had, and that was about the time that Bloom shows up.
Right.
But again, it's, so I can see where that was.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna put that down there.
So yeah, it took me a little bit.
But yeah, he wasn't a Phantom.
No, never was.
Shoot. Let's see what else. But no, it's I don't know. Looking forward to seeing Aquaman. I saw previews of Aquaman. Looks good.
Don't think Amber Heard's in it.
If she is, it's very, very
brief.
little.
Maybe a quick cameo or something. Yeah.
I haven't heard, but I mean, there's still rumor that Momoa is still part of. He's going to be part of
No more product placement.
No more product placement.
No.
Phone forgery. Yeah, phone forgeries don't have. Well, you got to reach over there and get it. Okay.
No.
Squeaky dog dinosaur toy. That's a dragon. Sorry.
Yeah.
But no, we've got. But no, Aquaman looks to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to see it. I don't know if I'll. Might be one of those things. I'll go see it in theaters. I don't know. Just depends on.
So we know Black Banta's the main villain
Right.
this time. Makes me wonder if they're going to introduce other characters or not.
Well, I don't know. With it being the end of the Snyderverse, I don't know if they will or not.
Well, I'm wondering who all is going to transfer from the Snyderverse to the Gunverse.
The only one that I know of for certain that they're saying for certain, and again, this may change, is Momoa, but not as Aquaman, because Gunn has come out and said that nobody is going to be praising their role in his universe.
Okay.
So again, that's the reason why it's got me thinking
So
Jaime, and that's the reason why it's still got me thinking that Jaime is the
no,
Blue
Jaime is going to be Blue Beetle in the new Gunverse.
But again, remember the teaser. There is a teaser at the very end.
Right.
Is it going to be Jaime or is it going to be Cord?
It's going to be Jaime. I'm pretty sure.
So again,
I'm pretty sure Gunn said that Jaime was going to be the Blue Beetle. Now, Ted Cord might be a mentor type, or the
Right.
second movie may concentrate on.
So we'll get an Ant-Man. We'll get an Ant-Man revitalization.
Yeah, basically. Only a beetle instead of an ant.
Yeah.
You know,
I hope
I remember
not. But
Ted is probably on Dinosaur Island or something, and he's got to pull him back. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
again, I'm hoping. Again, if Gunn had anything to do with Blue Beetle, and I didn't really read the credits, if he had anything to do with Blue Beetle, I'm hoping that's not what we're getting through the rest of DC. You're going to look it up?
Yeah.
Because, again, it was Iron Man 1, 2, and 3 all put into one movie. You sat there and watched it with me. That was the vibe I got from it.
It's the 14th installment of the DC Extended Universe.
DCEU.
Yeah. Okay.
No more product placement.
Yeah, I had my bottle set right here.
Cancels Cardinals.
Here. Who is it?
Cancels.
It premiered in El Paso on August 15th.
No more product placement. Tansels Caramels.
Homemade caramels.
Homemade caramels.
Okay, that's the...
I may or may not share.
You can have them.
You liked them.
Okay.
What do you got?
Right now, it's talking about it's between Warner
No.
Brothers Entertainment and the Safran Company that was producing the film for HBO Max. Okay.
Okay, lay down.
Okay, so I'm slowly going through here. Let's casting. Okay. Design.
All right, Robert, we need homemade peanut butter cups.
Film.
Haven't bought any supplies.
Haven't bought any supplies yet.
And
They'll be made, just haven't bought any supplies yet. She said maybe, and I turned around. That was the reason why I gave her that stare, because that's one thing I wait on for.
I'm taking donations for supplies.
That's one thing I always love waiting on for the holidays, is when she starts doing her little baking with peanut butter cups and
I'm
stuff
taking
like that.
donations for supplies.
Just as she's
Okay.
taking donations for supplies.
We got
What
the
you got?
future of what they're looking for in the future. In January 23, Gunn said the film was disconnected from previous DCEU entries and could connect to the DCU. By that April, the Blue Beetle character was reportedly part of Gunn and Safran's plans for the DCU. In June, Gunn said Blue Beetle would be the first DCU character, while noting Batman Legacy is the first DCU film. Okay?
Superman Legacy, you mean?
Yeah, Superman Legacy.
Look at that. Hey, and as you notice, people, he's wearing a Superman shirt today.
Later that month, Soto said
No
Blue
problem,
Beetle
I've got donations.
said Blue Beetle was part of the DCU and future plans for the franchise, but was not connected to all prior DCEU films. Explained the film lives in the world where superheroes exist, but that doesn't mean that a certain event or certain alliance or certain things from the past dictate where our film is going. He also expressed interest in the film being the first part of a trilogy. In September, Gunn reiterated that Maradona would continue playing the role of Jaime Reyes
Okay.
in the DCU, though the film itself and other DC films and TV series released before Creature Commandos would not be canon to the DCU.
Okay, so he literally backtracked himself in that statement.
Right. Yeah, that makes no sense.
So he is, but he isn't.
He's the first DCU character, but that movie itself and the other DC films and TV series released before Creature Commandos will not be considered a part of the DCU.
But he's keeping.
So in other words, anything that comes after Creature Commandos will be considered DCU.
But then how can they still use?
I don't know.
Because that would put him, anything that he does prior to Creature Commandos,
Right.
in the timeline.
Right. So obviously, what they're going to have to do if he's part of a trilogy, they're going to have to work it into the plot line to where he becomes a part of the DCU.
Yeah, it just.
I don't know how they're going to do that, but that's what he said. He reiterated that Zola would continue playing the role of Jaime Reyes,
Excuse me.
Blue Beetle in the DCU, though the film itself, and other DC films and TV series released before Creature Commandos would not be canon to the DCU. That, but take from that.
Well,
what you will.
you can't. Okay, so you're putting his origin story. So you're creating a character. You're giving him his origin story,
Right.
and going, well, we're going to keep your character, but your origin story, this movie doesn't mean crap. We're going to take your origin story, hit a foul ball with it, but we're going to keep you as a character and disregard your origin story when we get to you in the actual DCU.
When we get, in other words, when it turns into the DCU, when Creature Commando comes out, and then
But
everything from then on will be DCU.
DCU. But according to what he just said, the origin story of Blue Beetle that he's keeping in the DCU doesn't mean jack.
And that's not the only problem. Superman Legacy is the first DCU film.
But it comes out after
That's not
Creature,
coming out
yeah,
after
it's
Creature
supposed to.
Commandos?
Creature
Okay.
Commandos, according to the timeline
Okay,
that they
solves
show,
that problem.
according to the timeline that they're showing, Creature Commandos, which is a TV series, not a movie,
Right.
is actually going to start everything off.
It's
Superman
upcoming
Legacy-
It's an animated
Yes.
television series.
Superman Legacy is going to be the first movie. Creature Commandos is going to be the first plot line or the start of it as an animated series, and then but everything connects throughout it. So pretty much Blue Beetle, even what he just said, Blue Beetle, he contradicted his own self.
Right.
You know, Blue Beetle's plot line is, origin story. You do an origin story and then introduce a character and say, oh, his origin story doesn't mean jack.
Did Dennis see these a while ago?
Yeah, he saw. Dennis.
Yeah.
Homemade caramels.
You gotta talk to her if you want one.
Okay. Anyway, okay.
Hey,
After becoming co-CEO of DC Studios November 1st of last year, Gunn was already writing a new DC film by the middle of that month. In December, he said Superman was a big priority, if not the biggest priority for DC Studios, before announcing that he's writing a new Superman film with the potential to also direct. He said it would not star the DCEU's Henry Cavill because the script focused on the younger brother of Superman. Gunn
that looks just like Henry Cavill.
unveiled the first projects from the DCU slate in January of 23, and the film was revealed to be titled Superman Legacy and was given a release date of July 11th, 2025.
Which is his dad's birthday.
Right. Gunn said the film would take specific inspiration from the comic book All-Star Superman by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely.
Yeah.
With inspiration also taken from other comic books. March Gunn confirmed he would direct, with Safran producing. David Cornsweet and Rachel Brosnahan were cast as Superman and Lois Lane in June.
Yeah.
Filming is scheduled to begin in March of 24 at Trilith Studios in Atlanta, Georgia, and is expected to last until around July. Okay. That's straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm
Nicholas,
trying.
it says here, members of the Authority were expected to be introduced in the film ahead of their own film. Other superheroes are also set to be introduced in the film, including Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, one of the Green Lanterns, and film previously portrayed Corey Pitzner, TK, the detached kid, in the Suicide Squad. Nicholas Hoult was confirmed to be joining the cast as Lex Luthor.
Yeah, that was actually just done today. So that's up to date because that was actually announced today that Nicholas Hoult was going to be Lex. There we go, Mom. I'll find out when auditions start for Superman Legacy, and I'll.
Here's the news on the Brave and the Bold.
There's no script. Nobody's actually attached to it yet.
Right.
That was
It's
as of,
introducing
and that was
Batman.
actually as of this morning too.
Batman's son, Damian Wayne. Okay. This said there's not going to be 4 Batmans. December 22, Gunn said Batman will be a big part of DCU. When Gunn and Safran unveiled the first projects from the DCU slate a month later, they included The Brave and Bold, which introduces the DCU version of Batman. Gunn said the film was based on Grant Morrison's run on the comics. Ben Affleck was confirmed to not be reprising
That is correct.
his role, while Matt Reeves' version of Batman is expected to continue separately
Yes, it is
the
the
DC
it is an
version.
Elseworld. It is
under
considered
the
an
Elseworlds
Elseworld. Yeah.
label. Yes. Flash director Angry Muschietti was hired to direct the film in June of 23, with Barbara Muschietti co-producing alongside Gunn and Safran. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow was
Yes, and it's based off the comic book that came out.
Right. Okay.
I've got the comic book, so yeah, I know the plot line to that one.
So,
Or at least a
Supergirl
little.
Woman of Tomorrow, and yeah, that's from the comic book miniseries. Okay, Swamp Thing is going to be coming out in December of 22. James Mangold was reported to be interested in working with Gunn Safran on the project. Said it would take specific inspiration from Alan Moore's 1984-85, The Saga of Swamp Thing comic book
Nice.
line. After announcing that Mangold posted a picture of Swamp Thing on social media, it was confirmed to be in negotiations to write and direct the film the next day, but was not expected to start work on it until he had completed Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which he got done, and a Bob Dylan biopic. Mangold's involvement was confirmed that April when he had begun writing. He was working on a planned Star Wars film at the same time, was unsure which project would move forward first. Guy described Swamp Thing as a passion project for Mangold. Despite being totally darker than the other DCU projects, Gunn and Safran intend for Swamp Thing to be interconnected with the rest of the DCU.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I did hear in the somebody asked him how the what do you call it? If the new DC was going to be light or dark, and Gunn has stated that it's going to have both. It's going to have both. It's going to have the dark aspects and the light aspects into it all as well.
And then there's a boatload of TV shows.
Oh yeah,
Creature
go ahead.
Commandos, a spin-off from Peacemaker called Waller, The Lanterns, which focuses on how Jordan and John Stewart.
Let it rain.
So you just let her out.
Said that the
Okay.
mystery that Jordan and
That's fine.
Stewart investigate in the series leads to the main storyline for the DCU. Paradise Lost is a political drama about the scheming and power struggles in the all-female island of Themyscira before the birth of Wonder Woman. Booster Gold.
Now you see where Jaime's going to get back into it.
Peacemaker Season 2.
So yeah, right there throws it off too, because Peacemaker is still connected to the Peacemaker is connected to Snyderverse,
Right.
but it's carrying over to the Gunverse
Right.
because John Cena, Amanda Waller, all of them are coming over.
Okay. And then here's what else is DC's doing. They're doing the Elseworlds project. They're going to keep the Teen Titans going. The Joker Folie Adieu.
The Joker
The second movie.
the second movie, right?
Okay. The animated series Harley Quinn is going to keep going. Live action series Superman Lois is going to have their 4th season.
Right, and it's only doing 10 episodes.
Right, and then
it's getting canceled,
Right.
which sucks because that was actually, I was actually getting into that. That's actually been a good series.
Okay. The Batman 2 Part 2 is going to
Superman Lois.
spin-off series The Penguin.
It's supposed to deal with the underground and may even introduce a few other characters in
Right.
the into that portion of
Right.
the Elseworld.
Okay, and then as well as in development series featuring Arkham Asylum and the Gotham City Police Department. A planned black-led Superman film is looking to be produced by J.J. Abrams. They're talking
They've
about
been trying to do that one for
Talking
several
about
years.
what Michael Jordan playing.
I think he would do good,
Yeah.
but again, they need to do the Calvin Ellis version. I think would be the perfect
Okay, a planned sequel to the film Constantine,
with Keanu Reeves. Yes,
Keanu Reeves.
I can't wait to see that. I'd love to see that one.
And of course their original animated movies. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it all looks. I mean, everything looks pretty good. I mean, it's. So yeah, you ain't got the pocket.
I'm used to my.
Yeah, I know
I'm used
you're
to my,
throwing everybody off.
TG.
You're throwing
t-shirts.
everybody off. You're wearing a Superman shirt today. What is
Yeah.
up with that?
Yeah.
See, you're.
I just looked in my closet. I was like, I want something comfortable. That's extra large. I'll just wear that.
See, look, he's coming over to our side now.
No, I'm not. What are you saying? I'm getting in touch with my feminine side?
Oh, so you're the new Supergirl.
No. Yeah. I got this show.
For Justice Kingdoms.
Oh, okay. So anyway, but yeah, that's what's going on in the DCU world.
So no, well, it looks like let's go ahead and start wrapping this down a little bit.
Yeah.
Again, we have Dyersburg in 2 weeks. So anybody in the Dyersburg area, come down, check it out. I haven't figured out whether or not I'm going to do Superman or Batman. Superman or Gambit. For
Do you
that
have
show.
Batman? I didn't think you
No. Superman or Gambit. One of those two will be showing up at Dyersburg.
He's just trying to do Batman so Catwoman can character will.
So,
Anyway, so, yeah.
then we've got the next day. Then we'll be headed to Arnold for the Arnold Kiwanis.
Right.
Just hosting for all our volunteers. Again, Arnold Kiwanis is not a community style. Well, it is a community style event, but you have to sign up, and it's for the.
Invitation style.
It's invitation only style. We're going to be up there doing a meet and greet. Jess will be getting for all of our volunteers. Jess will be getting that information out to you guys as soon as possible. That way we can get a few more people out there. Chelsea come out and helped me a couple of years ago. Dennis, have you? No, you haven't because it's usually on a Sunday.
Right.
But
Chelsea's done it 2 years with
Chelsea's done it for 2 years with us.
Connor, McKaylan.
Yep, Connor, Michaela did it. McKaylan.
By the way,
Yes.
congratulations.
Yes, congratulations to Connor and McKaylan.
I got married.
Yes. Our kids are growing up. Peter and Gwen got married.
Let's hope the Green Calvin doesn't throw off the bridge.
You.
Now we get to watch it on here.
Yes, I just beat him up.
Yeah.
Webbed up.
Webbed up. There we go. They got webbed up. But then we've got a Toy Man, and that pretty much. Oh no, we've got the mall.
Dyersburg.
We've got
We've already talked about that.
I've already talked about Dyersburg. We've got the
Kiwanis.
The
Kiwanis.
following weekend is the mall.
We've got the mall super meet and greet. And that's how I'm going to put it because, oh my God, is it ever a super meet and greet? You got Santa Claus. You've got princes and princesses. You've got heroes and villains. And about 2,000 kids and their families. Oh my God. We will have pictures out there to autograph. We will be taking donations for Heroes for Kids. It's going to be an awesome time. And then the following day, we will be headed to St. Louis for the last Toy Man show of the year, and which proceeds from a lot of the vendors goes to Toys for Tots. So the U.S. Marines will be there collecting toys. So come on out to any of those events, and hope to see you at any of them. And we're going to have some fun. Check out our Facebook page. Which I think we're all on, which is Heroes for Kids, Perryville Mo, Facebook. Our Instagram page, we keep stuff going on that as well, which is, what's our Instagram page?
Heroes for Kids, Perryville
At Heroes for Kids, Perryville Mo. Check out the Heroes for Kids, Heroes for Kids, Comic-Con.org. Website, which is our Comic-Con website, and also check out our YouTube page, which
linked to this video.
That will be linked to this video. The YouTube page is Heroes for Kids Perryville Mall on YouTube. Catch up on a lot of our past podcast, some of the other events that we've done, some of the other videos we've had fun with doing. So. Again, it's just us having some fun.
If you would, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Definitely.
Actually, we have both links on here.
Yeah.
YouTube and our Facebook and our website.
Awesome. So check all those out. Subscribe, like, share. That way we can keep this going. Donate, please, because all your donations goes right back out to the community. Heroes for Kids Comic-Con this year, or for 2024, the beneficiaries are the Senior Center of Perry County and the Kenny Rogers Children's Center out of Sykeston, Missouri, which I still got to get a hold of them and let them know that we've chosen them this year.
Yeah, we'll make it a surprise.
Okay.
They're already on the website.
So yeah, so on that, Jess, do you have anything? Oh, and by the way, any vendors that keep it out that watch this, vendor forms have been sent out. If you want a vendor form,
At least the first batch.
at least the first batch. If you want to be a vendor at our Heroes for Kids Comic-Con, please send us a message and we will get one sent out.
Yeah.
So, anything, Jess?
And we're always looking for sponsors for Comic-Con.
We're always looking for sponsors for Comic-Con. Dennis?
Well, other than that, I'd say we need to wrap it up and say, happy birthday, Adrian. Good luck on your 5-year anniversary. Connor and Michaelin, congratulations. And while I got everybody here, a guy at work that I know, a good friend of mine, by the name of Doug Murakami. He's from Al Cape. He was killed, or he was in a motorcycle accident on Saturday. He passed away this morning in the ICU. He was in very bad shape. He suffered traumatic head injuries. So
Prayers for his family.
Prayers for his family, and for healing and to help them pass their grief. So
Yeah, definitely.
he was a great guy, and he will be sorely missed by his friends, his family, the TG
family
community. Yeah. So Godspeed to him, and you will be missed, Doug. Okay. So.
Oh, sorry, Dennis. Didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's one.
And for from all of us here at Heroes for Kids, happy Thanksgiving.
Right.
Be safe driving. Again, with the Thanksgiving holiday, families, there are a lot of people out on the roads. Please be safe. Be cautious. Watch where you're going. Watch people walking. Watch for motorcycles, because I think it's still going to be some up and down weather, but I know people are out there, so. But
take your time. The place will still be there when you get there.
Somebody
save you a turkey wing. It'll be fine.
If you're worried you're going to be late, leave early.
Yeah, if you're worried we're going to be late, leave a little earlier. Again, Black Friday, definitely. They've been doing deals all month long. Please be careful, be safe.
Nothing's worth getting hurt over.
It's nothing worth getting hurt over. I know there's a lot of good deals out there at different places, but please be careful. We want to see everybody at the events that we go to. But again, on that, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hope to see you all at our next events. And we love you all. Good night.